if I was born a century ago? Would I be some legend or a ghost? Would I be someone you know? Somebody you might read about, like people dead and gone. Would I be somebody you get inspired from over the things that I done? Would I be somebody you might hate or relate to, or maybe even try to become? What if I was born like a female in the 40s, have a husband that beats on me and barely even supports me? What if I was born like a young Genghis Khan? Would I try to conquer the world or at least the continent I was on? What if I was born without no eyes to see? Would I find the time to learn Braille and buy a book to read? What if I was born without no legs to walk? Would I still learn to dance, or would I just sit and crawl? What if I was born and I wouldn't see tomorrow? Would it still be worth a day, or would I be better off? Yeah. Like, hold up, wait. Never had too much to say about portions on my plate. Of course it could be better, but the worst can turn to great. Oh me, I'm a motherfucking born again mistake. Born again mistake. Born again mistake. Oh me, I'm a born again mistake. Born again mistake. Born again mistake. Oh me, I'm a born again mistake. From the cradle to the grave, forward and behind me, they both seem like better days. But stored inside my mind is just this accidental faith. I came in here as a mess up, I'ma leave here as a grave. What if I was born on a different planet? Looking at the stars, would I still be as romantic? What if I was born as a time traveler? Would I go backwards or forward to see what happens? What if I was born with everything I decide? Even of that too, would I eventually get tired? What if I was born in a dream that I created? Would I fall asleep or wake up and see my imagination? If I was born with all my wishes granted, would my drive to survive be damaged? If I was omnipotent but let my powers vanish, would it still be fun to play at a disadvantage? What if I was born as a loser in a winner's role, or an angel with a sinner's soul? What if I was born as God and I didn't know? Would I become a loving one or stay miserable? What if I was born as you and you were born as me, and we had a happen chance meeting on the street? Would we laugh as we passed one another, then ask who the hell was that unknowingly? What if I was born with nothing on my slate except what's in front of me that I create? What if I was born with some hate in my heart, but I found some love on the way to the grave? Is that all the same?
What is going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another live stream here. If you're new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. I will be trading straight from a TopstepX platform. We got a 50K combine loaded up. Going to be looking at ES. I'll review my one trade, my XF phase from this morning. We'll take a look at what the market did overnight, opening back up this Sunday, and see if we can't find a trade today, man. Happy to have you guys on. Thank you for being here. Make sure you read that disclaimer that I just had up. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do is a recommendation or suggestion to do anything at all. I don't provide any financial advice. I'm just an idiot here on YouTube, trading away on my TopStep platform here. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. You're probably going to lose money if you trade. So let's take a look at this trade from today. This is my one short. Started to play, but you can see we didn't follow through. We broke to the downside. NQ was looking even weaker, opening up really bearish. Broke to the downside at the open, below overnight low. Set this 15-minute range right here. I did have a trade marked up that I was going to put as a potential missed trade. I like to see anything that might have played. This one, whoa, this one right here. But we didn't break the 15-minute opening range low. So this is really not valid for me. I do like to take a trade. If we set the opening range low, we're looking bullish overall. Maybe crack that 15-minute opening range low, trade to the upside toward 15-minute opening range high after 9:45 a.m., especially if we're breaking back above some VWAP lines. This was close. It didn't crack the bottom. Maybe I'm getting long right here. Would have played out okay. But I'm not really going to stress that one because I'm technically not waiting for a break. This is the first break, and then we did trade down to the opposite side of that range. So could have looked to take it a short maybe as we were slicing through down here to come down. But didn't really have direction, right? Broke to the downside, pushed up, was looking long on this up here, trying to find maybe a break and retest off the 15-minute opening range. I decided to wait. I wanted to wait to see if we got above overnight high and prior day high. I'm glad I did because we didn't get that. So first trade was on the way back down. I do like this type of structure and then a break, and maybe I'm trading this on another day. I'm taking it really aggressively from up here. This just felt choppy. Again, we're a no news Monday. We have FOMC coming up on Wednesday. We, are a zero news. Got some orange folder before 9:30 open, but no news Monday ahead of FOMC. Rollover in the futures contracts, choppy, could be choppy, and that's what we saw today. A whole lot of nothing. Kind of just continuing last week's difficult to trade structure. This would have been the only opportunity. Anything really worthwhile here would have been, at least zooming out a little bit. If you zoom in, you could always find something, but zooming out a little bit, this would have been okay, to the downside. I took it short once we broke down below initial balance, 15-minute opening range, overnight low. This looks now to me like, hey, we're finding some structure, we're finding some direction. We're not going to take it higher. Sellers are stepping in to take it lower, we're putting the low of the session in. I got short as we were breaking down here. Waited for this little bit of a break below. Didn't take the first break of initial balance, 15-minute opening range, but quick break and retest right there, just a little bit on the 1 minute, and took that thing short. Stop loss just above these highs. You can see how this one played out. I did cut it short. You can see by my reduced risk number. Held it all the way back down here. Held through this. This looked pretty good, right? Like we came down. We did put a higher high in right here, and it looked like we were going to come down to break it. Once we started to come back up again, another time above this high, I think somewhere over here was where I was cutting this thing. Maybe down here, halfway, a little bit more than halfway to the stop loss. Didn't play. Again, holding that one, good trade management. Holding that one wouldn't have played out. Would have been stopped out for a full stop loss right there. So saved a little bit on that one. Just no continuation, right? This is the trade that I like to take. Let the market do whatever it's going to do. Volatility come in, big buying and selling from these institutions, or however you want to, create the storyline in your head. Maybe we start to find some direction. Breaking to the downside, breaking through VWAPs and every important level, objective level that I have on my chart to trade towards prior day low. Easy trade for me to take. Again, what would have played or paid a short up here really aggressively. I wouldn't have wanted to take it this far down with a stop loss way up here. But you say, hey, you know what? This was his chance to find some support right here at VWAP and bounce to the upside. We didn't do that. As soon as we come down here and break again, I'm getting short. And you throw a stop loss up here, that would have played out. Something I spoke about with my guys this morning, the guys I work with one-on-one and trade live with every morning for NYSE Open, was most of the trades that I take, review my data recently. And I do find this in, over time, but even more so recently with this type of kind of choppy back and forth movement market. The trades that I take that work out, that end up being a win, play out very quickly. They move into profit very quickly, almost no drawdown, and they play out quickly. The trades that don't play out, they move into drawdown and they hit the full stop out pretty dang quickly. They don't really move into profit much at all. I am looking at tightening up my stop loss because over the last dozens and dozens of trades, I might note that, hey, if I don't run a stop loss this wide, the trades that win would still have won, maybe with the exception of a couple that come back into drawdown a little bit. The trades that lost were still going to be full stop outs. If I run a stop loss, let's say half the size, and either run half the risk or size up, trade doesn't have to move that far in a direction for you to capture a 1-to-1 or more. And the ones that you're wrong on, you're still going to be wrong on no matter what. Just reduce the pain of sitting in it until it hits your final stop loss. Again, that's just part of trade review. That's just part of trade review, something that should be ongoing. And I'm always looking at trade management. What do I do after the trade? I'm discretionary with a lot of that stuff, so it's important for me to journal and constantly review. So if we start from a higher time frame, just kind of get a little bit of analysis rolling here. Bullish, right? Look like we're pushing to the upside. That is what I am looking at on. Just checking the stream. What's up, guys? What's up? Boom. We're bullish, pushing up, right? We've got this area of consolidation here. This was all-time highs. This bar is coming off all-time highs to the left. Don't have to zoom that far out. This, to me, is looking like we are pushing up, right? Pretty gnarly pullback here before continuation, which is what that looked to be. And we're kind of consolidating here overnight, right? Chopping around a little bit. And now we've sold off just a little bit, but we're kind of just jacking around this low. to me, this is really nice bullish structure to the upside. We have FOMC coming out this week. You know, maybe the market's going to chop around in anticipation of that. We have rollover, which can cause some nonsense, and I don't have too much experience with that, being fresh into the futures market this year, so I really can't speak too much on that, but I'm aware of it. And yeah, so, you know, wasn't looking to just absolutely buy the first green candle or sell the first red candle today. Let my 15-minute opening range set, waiting for some direction. I'm actually going to run the Dakota from Top Step Special, the side-by-side 100-tick chart, and a little bit higher time frame. Maybe let's do the 5 today. Make sure my VWAPs are set on all this. Boom. Yeah, you know, waited for some structure, and we just didn't get the continuation. You know, on another day, I sell this breakout to the downside. Really, really nice, you know, bearish structure. We also had levels of liquidity from Bookmap coming up on the book down below. We had a really nice level at, was it 04? I bet I can go back and see it. Yeah, we had a level above at 44. I shared that with my community this morning. Yeah, right about 605. So just below these lows. Still there. Still have some liquidity down there. Not as heavy as it was before, but definitely something to pay attention to. So yeah, I like this to the downside. We just didn't get that. Chopped around, and now we've just got a range going here. A whole lot of nothing. You know, if I was going to mark this up, you know, I'm not really a trend line guy, but here's what I'm looking at. Choppy back and forth movement. Could even pull it down here like this. Kind of in a channel to the upside here. You can see that with this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, down around these lows. I'm not going to leave these lines on here. That gets to be a little bit much. Pulling back up around session VWAP, New York VWAP, New York anchored VWAP. That's what these lines are here. This is session VWAP, the standard indicator. This is anchored to 9:30 a.m. today. This is anchored to 9:30 a.m. Friday. Prior day NY session VWAP, current anchored NY session VWAP, and then just the standard session VWAP, the indicator that is in there. VWAP is volume weighted average price. Looks similar on the chart to a moving average, but I like it a whole lot more than that. This is starting to overlap a little bit. I'm going to get rid of this one. Just clean my chart up a little bit. Yeah, we start to break to the upside. You know, trade ideas coming into the afternoon here. 12:52 p.m. Eastern. We got a few hours left of NYSE session. We break to the upside. Am I really convinced we're going to run? No, I've kind of just been, I've been waiting for this to continue to the downside all day. Once we pushed up this far, really invalidated that first idea. You know, I was already out. I figured if we did crack back above this, we might have a trade idea to the upside. Maybe we're going to see this quick continuation. That really didn't play. We've just been chopping back and forth around here. You can see the 5-minute chart, just back and forth bars. You can see it on the 100-tick chart. So I'm just sitting patient on this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm taking a long on this. On a short to the downside, maybe. Range traders probably had a field day on this today. If you were looking to, you know, sell tops and buy bottoms as you're coming down in or as you're coming up, that would have played really nicely from pretty early this morning all the way through this afternoon. So range guys, I'm sure, ate up pretty nicely. Everybody else looking for a trend, looking for a big reversal, not so much. Not so much. So we'll hang on this. Any trading questions you guys have, feel free to ask in the chat. I got subscriber mode on. This way the scammers and the trolls at least have to subscribe to my channel before they can come in here and say something dumb. What's up, man? Are we supposed to be trading the MES contracts now? This is this is the MES chart. This is the micro. I've been trading this, I don't know, months now. Ever since August opened up with extreme amount of volatility. So You can trade ES, you can trade MES, whatever you like. This is the micro contract. It is smaller tick value with TopstepX. You can size up to whatever size contracts that you'd like relative to your purchasing power. Like you can trade 5 minis on ES in a 50K combine. You can trade 50 micros. So just gives you more flexibility to scale in and out. Testing VWAP on this thing. Yeah, we'll have to see, guys. I'd like to get something. I'd like to get some trading in, but it's been a whole lot of red, man. Albeit small red. I really do my best to identify unideal market conditions like we had last week and limit my losses. Posted a few things on social media, some stuff in my group. Ended up like $750 red across all XFAs trading through last week. That is a fraction of the amount of risk that I allow myself to take on for the entire week. Proud of how that ended. Like, you're never happy that it's green, but when you do this for long enough and you recognize the game of probabilities you're playing, the question is, how are you able to control risk? How are you able to minimize losses? Because there's always going to be losses, right? But how well are you able to minimize those losses while still making yourself available for the upside opportunity? If you just take yourself out, this is what I found, if I just say, oh, you know what, the market's choppy now in September, I'm not going to trade, and you become really risk averse like that, that's great. Maybe you avoid some market conditions that are just not lining up for you, but you're taking yourself completely out of the market, and now you're missing opportunity. A day like today, again, I'm aware, no news Monday, FOMC coming up, rollover, all this stuff could possibly contribute to some choppy market conditions, some violent moves after low volume. You know, I want to be cautious, but we start breaking out to the downside. You know, we see some real selling pressure. We got volume we got liquidity on Bookmap. I got a clean trade set up, you know, coming off the 5-minute, 1-minute tick chart. I'm getting short. I'm taking this bad boy to the downside, you know, selling into that momentum, the same way that I like to trade any other day. You know, am I going to jump right back in and get long and then get short? Am I taking really aggressive, you know, buys to the upside and sells to the downside? Maybe on a day where there's not so much potential for a bunch of BS, or we're not coming off of a week with what I would classify as a bunch of BS structure. Again, subjective opinion, not objective. You know, might have been perfect for you. You might have cleaned up. But yeah, that's kind of how I approach it. I want to make myself available, because when you take yourself out, that's when the market moves. Market says, oh, okay, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do now, and you miss the huge sell-off, right? The example that I talked about this year was coming into August. There's a traditional summer slowdown in the markets. You hear guys talk about it. Summer conditions suck. You know, what's the slang? Sell in May and go away. You know, all of these axioms about not trading the summer. Low volatility, low volume. You look at August, where we're just absolutely ripping to the downside. And I was ready for some of that. I didn't jump immediately right in, but was hitting max profit in combines. You know, it was great. You've got to come to the charts every day. This is my thought here. You got to come to the charts every day ready to trade with a fresh mind, somewhat forgetting about what happened yesterday as far as your trading went, and even what happened as far as structure, because you don't want to carry this recency bias with you. You can be aware of big financial news events and data releases like FOMC, and that there's no news today, and rollover, things that may affect the market. But you got to be sitting here ready to trade. And if it means you have to sit here all day staring at the chart, and every 5-minute bar that prints or 1 minute, you say, okay, you know, nope, not ready yet, not giving me the direction yet, this is really not setting up for me, nothing's here. That's your job as a trader. If it means no trades, like I took 0 trades Monday or Tuesday, sat through the morning session and the afternoon session last week, no trades. Today, 1 trade for you know, a small loss. That's it, $100 red. You know, really going to move the needle forward in my 5 XFAs and, you know, and backup accounts. That's part of it. That's part of it. You can't sit back and say, oh no, I'm done. In my humble opinion, I'm not going to trade this week. It's just not a good week. I'm not going to trade this month. There's only so many trading days in the year, so show up, be aware of this stuff, and make your decision right there. Stay in the present moment. That's how I approach it. What's up, Juan? What's up, guys? How are we doing? Hanging out on this Monday. Pretty boring price action, pretty boring structure. But we'll see, man. You know, the goal is you come in, make money, and it's green every day. That's not the case. Not the case for most guys right now, but certainly myself. What's up, Robert, man? Hey, Zach, fellas. Juan killed it today. Very nice, man. Very nice. Brother, is it possible if you do to leave a 24-hour live stream streaming ES futures or NQ for us that trade on demo and our E-mini futures are 10 minutes delayed? No, I can't do that, man. But I would say if you're getting serious about trading and you want to trade on demo, or you at least want to back test or you want to paper trade, I would do it on TradingView, and you can use the CFD products if you are dead broke and you can't pay the $7 a month that it costs to get the live market data in TradingView. You can use the the CFD products. You can use NAS 100 or US 30 or US 500 or whatever they call S&P in CFD markets. That's the thought process. Juan, yes, let's take a look at Bookmap together. So that's what I would say, man. But no, I can't run 24-hour live streams. You probably find it on YouTube. Bookmap, my favorite order flow tool. Let me make sure you guys can see this clearly. Yeah, that looks good. So these are the liquidity bands above and below price. We've got something tracking it here as well. This is kind of like a whole bunch of crap around price here on ES. This is the ES, by the way. I pay attention to ES. I've been paying attention to ES Bookmap for forever. I haven't looked at the difference between MES and ES. I think that ES is going to be sufficient for me. This is what I was looking at down below price, right? As we started to sell off and break down here at, let's see, this low was 943, and this was the breakdown, right, where I was getting short around 1030, somewhere down here, right, 1035. Let's make sure. Yeah, somewhere down around here, 1030, I'm getting short. This level came on the book, gave me a really nice area to trade towards, right? More liquidity down below. Area of interest, I say, hey, I think price is going to go down there and hit that. Give me a nice target. Maybe I take some off there. That's still on the book down below price. That's really, I think, is there still a massive stack down below? Yeah, there is. Huge stack down below here. That is way below price. Not what I'm paying attention to for intraday trading here on the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute, the 100 tick. This is lightened up a little bit. You see, it got a little heavier here, and then has lightened up. This is really the only thing on the book that I'd be paying attention to. Again, this stuff that's so close to price, I really just don't use Bookmap that way. There's so many guys that use it so many different ways, so many different tools you could have on here. My preference is to just pay attention to depth of market and take a look and see where we have a really large area of liquidity on the book. A big stack of orders. That really isn't a big stack of orders relative to everything else. You can just see it by the histogram. You can see it by the colors. It's not bright red. So not really paying too much attention. I note that there's liquidity down below the lows of the day. Again, this stuff up above, up near price, I'm not paying attention to. It's this algorithmic liquidity that seems to track price. Like that seems like real orders on the book that price might come into right now and fill if we come down into it. You can hang out and watch that. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, for sure, man. TradingView, you can use CFD products. Again, you're not going to get the volume. You're not going to get the real prices. It's going to be different if you paper trade on that. If you want to paper trade with the current future contract on TradingView specifically, $7, you get real-time data. That's what I would do. So watching Bookmap really zoomed in, come into a level here. See some volume getting traded, right? With the volume bubble, you can see it in the traditional volume down below, or the vertical volume, whatever you want to call that. But yeah, not a whole lot on Bookmap that's helped me out today. This down here at 05, which, let's confirm that. Is it below the low? Yeah, right down below that low. Right about there. not a whole lot, guys. Not a whole lot. You trade it to the upside and say, I think we are going to continue holding this little trend line. We could throw an anchored VWAP off the bottom, which I like more than trend lines. I draw trend lines on here just to kind of display what we're looking at when I'm talking about structure. That's the thought process. That would be low of day anchored VWAP. We kind of chopped around it quite a bit. We did have closes below it. It's sloping to the upside. We're above it right now. You could go for the move back up into this range that we're kind of in already, but not a whole lot of opportunity here. Again, I'm going to show up. I'll hang out, watch the market, continually analyze, and wait, see if we get some opportunity. You never know. If you just take yourself out, you're completely taking yourself out of the game. Stay in the game. Recognize you don't have to trade. You don't have to put on big risk. Is the market giving you what you want to see? In another market where we are tearing to the upside, we're getting bullish bar after bullish bar or bearish bar after bearish bar. It's very clear. It's following high time frame structure. It's aligning on low time frames. I'm going to put trades on. If I have to take larger losses because the market just doesn't agree with me one of those days, that's what happens. But I will put trades on when it makes sense. That's really what it comes down to. What's your approach? What's your strategy? What is your entry criteria? Is that there on the chart right now? No? Don't take a trade. Just sit back and, green, small green, break even, small red. These are all acceptable. Huge red, blow up, tilt, blowing accounts. If it's not in your risk parameters, it's really not acceptable. That's the thought process. And that's the question that you want to ask yourself when you go through losing streaks or just market conditions that are not jiving with your approach. How did you manage risk? What was we know what your P&L was. It's red or break even or green. Did you do what you were supposed to do as a trader? How did you take a DLL every single day? Were you halfway to your personal daily loss limit? Were you less than halfway on these red days? Great. Yeah, Juan says, I think that one should show up to the markets every day, as long as your mental game is good. If you are... I'm sorry, there's something that blocks this. I don't know why it's this. Come on, OBS, show me the comment. Let's go to YouTube. There we go. As long as your mental game is good, if you did not sleep well or sick, then don't show. Yeah, definitely. 100%. If you are not feeling well, if you have something exterior that's bothering you, you got into an argument with your wife or something, or your family, you're really feeling out of the pocket, take yourself out. If you're on a losing streak and you can't handle it right now, you're just not confident to come to the market and trade. You're on a winning streak, you're feeling overconfident. If you feel yourself not in the pocket, for lack of a better term, yeah, keep yourself out. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with stepping back in that sense. If you don't stand the chance to capitalize on good opportunities and that, then don't put yourself in the market. Have the respect to know that. That's absolutely important. And again, guys, there's certain times of the year that I talk about, like right around U.S. holidays. That's really the only time I start to get limiting. I don't trade in between Christmas and New Year's. I think it's the absolute worst week of the year to trade. There's some days right around Thanksgiving, right around, before and after U.S. holidays where if you were going to take a vacation, it's probably there. But also, if you're just not feeling well, if you're sick, if you're super duper stressed, if you have something happen in your life that's just, way too good or way too bad, puts you in a bad mental space, you're not going to be able to control yourself when it comes time to in the markets. So, you can make that decision to keep yourself out. What strategy do you follow? What's up, my man? Rather than explaining everything in detail completely while we're hanging out here watching the market, I would invite you to join the free Discord and to go through I got to have at least 100 hours of live streams on my YouTube. Just take a look at some of my past streams, my trades. It is discretionary, market structure, price action. using areas of interest, horizontal levels, VWAP, volume, and some order flow. That's the best way that I could describe it. Very basic, mainly market structure and price action, and like momentum and volume focused. That's what I'm really focusing on. I use some tools, basic horizontal levels, VWAP and anchored VWAP, and then order flow that I just showed you on the side. But nothing special, no crazy tortoise, unicorn, elephant strategy. Trading like the banks and the institutions because we know what the algorithm is and we created it. None of that stuff. We don't have to have that. We can leave that to the to the experts. We're just dumb guys over here. We say, oh, you know what? Look, it looks like it made a higher high, so I think it's gonna go up. Well, we're selling off. I think we're gonna go down. Maybe we're just choppy. Maybe this doesn't look like anything, and I don't think I'm gonna put a trade on. That's the way I like to think of it, guys. Spent a lot of time, right? A lot of time in trading, right? Because that's what I like to do in other stuff. Get really technical with it. Understand everything. All of the different indicators and nuances and specifics behind stuff. And the more I did that and tried to make this 100% objective, rules-based strategy for all of these super specific reasons that sounded really good, and theoretically you sound like a genius when you explain this stuff to other people and they go, oh wow, obviously that guy knows what he's talking about because I don't even understand what he's saying. None of that stuff mattered. It didn't help me at all. It didn't translate to a better P&L. In fact, it hurt me. It was taking away from just paying attention to really what's going on in the chart. So I'm a big fan of keeping things really simple, focusing on what you can control, your risk management, recognizing that almost every manual trader is applying some discretion, some intuition. They're using their experience to say, I think the market is going to do this, or I like this risk structure for whatever reasons. I'm going to put the trade on now. And if you write that into your system, you journal, you create a feedback loop, you encourage yourself to try to build that experience to get better at reading price action, better at reading market structure, utilizing your tools, you can make some serious improvements. But that's really the jokes that I like to make about this stuff. It's what helped me early on. I was in some communities, some really, really good communities, and it was constant jokes about that stuff. And eventually I was like, yeah, this makes sense. Let me delete the 47 indicators off my chart because I'm still not making money and it's not helping me. Maybe just focus on market structure. We're breaking to the upside. Well, let me stop trying to sell the top because some ridiculous strategy, because RSI is overbought. It means time to sell. But whatever works for you, man. If it's whatever strategy or concepts you want to use. You make money, great. I don't think it has to be that complicated. Doesn't mean it's easy. It can be simple. It's only as complicated as you make it. That's my belief about trading. It can be very, 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 very simple. None of those ICT concepts. Yeah, no, I don't use ICT concepts. If you do and it works for you, great, man. I'm not here to tell you any different. You keep doing whatever's working. If that's working for you, then more power to you. I will keep stuff as simple as possible. That's what seems to work well for me. Pushing this VWAP to the upside, we stand the chance to create this slow drift up here. We're in the middle of this range, so it's not like last week where you saw me take some trades to the upside and take some wins and some losses. This is in the middle, right? Like, let me jump back out to one chart so we can see it together. Yes, we are looking somewhat bullish on the 15-minute. If you look like, hey, we sold off, long wicks to the downside, now we're going to start to crack to the upside. But objectively, looking at this, for, our overnight range, right? Overnight low, overnight high, prior day low, prior day high. We're really right in the middle of this, Friday's daily candle. This is not clear direction for me. Anything I take is really going to be based on low time frame trend continuing immediately and allowing me to capture a really small movement. So again, I see this pushing to the upside. It feels kind of bullish, for those reasons that we just talked about, but not enough confidence to say I think it's going to blast off right now. And I want to get into the trade, and right now I think the market's going to go up, and I want to place a stop loss down here below structure because that invalidates my trade. No, I think this can chop all over the place before continuing up. I think we can sell off from here. Not clear direction. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think in the chat? Maybe we'll start with the fun micro trades. We haven't done that in a while. When the market was really, really slow and I didn't have anything, I put some polls in the chat, and I totally didn't pay attention to when they said long or short and place a 1 micro trade in combines and have some fun. Maybe we'll do that again today. What is up, man? I think it's going to drop again. Yeah, maybe, Juan. Yeah, again, everything here was saying, breakout, maybe retest and continuation. I loved this entry, and just didn't continue. No problem. Now with this choppiness, really choppy, not clear direction, rangy day. Again, I think if you're trading ranges, you're probably doing pretty damn good. On a day like today, maybe you took an L over here as it was breaking down. You're probably selling over here. If you're a range guy, it's great. But I'd really need to see some movement continue to the upside. I don't know where I'm getting long, if not above these highs. We come lower. Do I really want to short it before this low? No. If we started to sell off with some pressure, we saw volume behind some movement, I might try to sell into that momentum. It's one of the benefits of the tick chart. You can really see that volume and momentum in the way that these little tick candles print. You do trade some price action. You don't get 5-minute or 1-minute candle closures. Hi, is it an indicator, or you plotted and drew the IB line and overnight high on your own? Yeah, no, it's not an indicator. This is all just chart markings. All of this is chart markings. Even these are drawing tools. This is a anchored VWAP. So this is overnight high and low, prior day high, prior day low, 15-minute opening range high, 15-minute opening range low, initial balance high, initial balance low. On the last live stream, you can go back and watch that, man. Probably just a few minutes in, I break down exactly how I define these and how I find them on my chart. They're objective. You can find them the exact same way. Very, very simple. They're also common. You see a lot of guys use them because they seem to be respected well and help structure trades well. So, yeah, of course, man. Matt says, thanks for answering my question. That's what I'm here for. If it's a real common question, or you're just hopping on live streams to bother people like I had last week a little bit, I'll probably just ignore it. But I like good trading questions here, man. Especially when I don't have a trade. Hang out with you guys, give you my thoughts. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I'm the best or know everything in the world. Just talk about what I do believe and my opinions on things. You can take that as you will. But that's why I like doing these live sessions, man. If I made a pre-made video for everything, I never know what the hell anybody wants to talk about. Yeah, this is just choppy. Really choppy. Yeah, maybe you're getting long up here as we're breaking above these, but when on this candle, on this candle, on this candle, you're breaking high day VWAP. Not for me. Not for me. Do you use volume profile on larger time frames? Sometimes. I will show you. I have a couple things sitting up here. The only one that's not showing is visible range volume profile. So good guess. I like to use prior day volume point of control. So I would draw with a fixed range volume profile tool across the prior session, and I would mark prior day volume point of control. I think that's an interesting level to pay attention to. Again, it just fits with my preference of paying attention to just simple levels on the chart, just zones, areas of interest. Volume profile as a whole, I see a lot of guys trade with it. I think it can be helpful throughout the session. I find it a little bit difficult to work with on a consistency day-to-day basis. You know, you really have to have it set with your chart showing a specific amount of data, and you know, have a good way to apply that. So but yeah, on higher time frames I think it'd be helpful, but for me what I liked intraday was prior day volume POC, VPOC. And I mark that on my chart every once in a while, especially if we have like a huge range, you know, massive daily candles printing. I think that can be helpful to kind of just get an idea of where the areas of high volume are. But I also get some of that with Bookmap. I get volume profiles that print on the right hand side. So I get a session volume profile, and what do they call the other one? Chart range volume profile and session range volume profile. So that could be a little bit helpful to tell where I am. But yeah, a lot of big guys, especially in the futures market, like volume profile. I think it's cool. Only so much information. Like if I wasn't using something else or a couple other tools, maybe I would have that on the chart. I played with it so many times. I do like it, but there's only so much I could take in, you know, before it just gets conflicting and confusing, and I'm not paying attention to price action and market structure. Rakers, I know this chop is due to FOMC news. I don't know. So news, man. Let's go through news. You can go to a number of different sites. I came from the Forex market, and I learned on forexfactory.com. This is a financial news site. When you go straight to forexfactory.com, it brings you to this page. It looks like this. It gives you yellow folder, which is low impact, orange folder, which is medium impact, red folder, which is high impact. These are everything from data releases to conferences, FOMC speakers, really any financial news event that's scheduled, or if it's not scheduled, they tell you that. What currency it's going to affect. Obviously, this is Forex, so you get all different kinds of stuff. We're looking for USD. You can filter by currencies. You can filter just for USD. You can filter out yellow folder events, which I do often, like you saw when I opened the calendar up. And here's what I look at. Okay, today, nothing. Orange folder for USD at 8:30. You know, no real big news there. Bank holiday for China. Tomorrow, nothing really crazy on other currencies. USD, there is, but you know, I'm not really paying too much attention to that. USD, we have retail sales tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Red folder news event. I want to pay attention to that. Am I going to try to guess which way it's going to go, to the upside or downside, or what the expected number is? This gives you a ton of information. If you click on this folder over here, it tells you what it is. It gives you, you know, slang names for it. It tells you forecasted, previous number, actual number as it comes out, higher or lower, what it means or what it should mean. You know, so if you're in the, what I would consider for the most part, losing business of trying to guess news ahead of time and trade it, you know, that can help you out. You can go back through and see past dates. Maybe you say, hey, you know what? I got a trade on. It looks beautiful. I don't want to close this thing out. I know we got red folder news at 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday. I want to know about how much increase in volatility I can expect. You can go back on TradingView or whatever chart you're using and look at the last time that it happened. You could say, okay, on August 15th, I know this same, you know, core retail sales came out at 8:30 a.m. You could actually click on it if you wanted to, and it shows you what happened. It gives you the number. It can give you a reference for, you know, what to expect for an increase in volatility. That's more work than I do these days. Just want to know when it is. Probably want to stay out of the market for red folder events. This turned into a news talk. But to answer your question, my brother, here is FOMC. FOMC Federal Funds Rate, 2 p.m., the statement. The 2:30 p.m. you get Jerome Powell, who gets on and answers questions, and it goes wild for 2 p.m. and then usually wild for 2:30 when he says he coughs, and then the market, like, you know, just tanks, or he says hello, good day, and everyone's like, oh man, bearish, hurry up, sell. No, so that's what this is. So I would use, forexfactory.com is fine. I think it's very simple. Again, you can filter for USD only. I like to see like other holidays and stuff. Like other countries that have holidays. I think that can be useful information, even the futures market. Whatever. But you can filter for just medium and high impact for USD. That would give you a really condensed view to look at. What are the other ones? MyFXbook, Financial Juice. There's plenty of other sites that have calendars. But if you do nothing else on the fundamental side, which I don't do much else at all, pay attention to when the news and data releases are. Figure out how you want to trade before, during, and after them. And if you want to trade at all during them, if you just want to be, out of the market. So that's what I use. Forex Factory. Very, very simple. Again, gives you explanation, talks about what it is. If you're interested to see what happened before, you can go back and look on the chart. I think that's really helpful for new guys, especially, if you don't know that like NFP and, FOMC are really big ones, and you just see another, like, I wonder how big of a deal core retail sales is, or unemployment claims. Open up the folder, hop back on the chart, and, take a look at that. But this is the biggest, I would say, like Achilles heel of beginner traders when it comes to actually just, chart trading. Usually it's searching for the Holy Grail or no risk management or just, gambling, all that type of stuff. Psychology, but just not being aware of a news event is like a death sentence. You're trading along, you got your nice, 60-point stop loss and NQ, and all of a sudden that gets ran and you get slipped for, 10 points or something. So you don't need to do that. Make yourself aware. Again, ton of different places you can find that stuff. There's tons of different calendars. The one that I've been paying attention to a little bit more is that has like everything is Financial Juice website, financialjuice.com. They have a subscription where they give you like even more information. They give you MOC data, but they have like every little thing that's coming out. So if you're really, really interested and you want to be super, super detailed, that site might be even better for you. I hear a lot of guys in the futures market using that. Dude, I lost so much money by not knowing when the news was coming. I did not understand why these big movements happened. Yeah. Yeah. It can be a real eye-opener. And you start to feel like a genius when you really first start. If you're like a couple weeks into trading or a couple months into trading and you start to note out when these news events are and you expect the increase in volatility, it can be really comforting. But that's a prerequisite to profitable trading. Prerequisite. You got to know when financial news events are. Expect the volatility. You don't have to try to guess which way the market's going to go. Again, I don't want to have the same news conversation that I have all the time. But you don't have to try to predict it. What rate is going to happen? Are they going to cut rates? What happens if they cut rates? How's the market going to perceive that? You can if you want to. But at the very least, be aware of when the releases are. Maybe recognize that if you're on a Monday here like we are, ahead of a huge data release, maybe the market's just going to be anticipating that. We're going to be a little bit low volume, choppy. We're not going to get these huge running moves, or maybe it's a little bit less likely that we will still come to the market, like I talked about. Don't form a crazy bias. Be ready to trade. The market wants to run. It's going to do whatever it wants to do. So, be ready to capitalize on it. And at the very least, know when it is. And don't put a trade on at 158. Everything looks good, and your setup comes a nice break and retest, and you don't stand a chance. Maybe you get lucky, but for the most part, you don't. Not a whole lot, guys. Not a whole lot. Let's get a poll rolling. See what you guys think. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to see what you guys say. Go ahead and vote in the poll, guys. Maybe I won't pay attention to that and put a 1 micro trade on here. Have some fun. See if we can't get a win going. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna save my my thought process. You can't vote nowhere. You have to vote long or short. You can't vote sideways. You can't vote back in time. But we got a little bit of volume, right? If you look down here, you can see it. I can see it over in the corner on Bookmap. You can see it in the candle, kind of an indecision candle printing here, back and forth. You can see it on the tick chart itself. A little bit of movement. What do you guys think? Shorts winning. Bears in town, 62%. Not by much. Go ahead and vote, guys, and hit like and subscribe if you'd like to. You don't have to do anything. Free means free. I'll be on here trading live with you every day, answering questions. But go ahead, hit like, help me figure out this YouTube algorithm, and vote in this poll. So maybe I don't pay attention to it and take a 1 micro trade. Short. Let's see. I'll give it to 15 votes. Maybe we can get. I'll give it to 12 votes. We're at 9. Shorts are winning. What do we think, guys? Long, short. Back in time, the prices are going to start to just, regress. Candles are going to come off the chart. What do we think? Couple more votes. Maybe we get a trade on. Maybe we get a 1 micro trade on. We don't take the consideration of random people on YouTube. Yeah, this is it's interesting. 60-40. We got a couple longs that came in. Michael, good afternoon, good evening. This is afternoon for me. I am New York time. Oh, all right, one more vote. What do we think, guys? Long or short? Shorts are winning, 64%. Vote in the poll. We'll have some fun. 1 minute just to make it interesting. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, back to 58%. 12 votes. All right, shorts win. If we go with a short, where are we going to place a stop loss here, guys? Way up here. We got to run it wide, right? I think we're going to have to run it wide. 13 points above all the way. It would have to come all the way up and make a higher day. Yeah. Let's go for it. We're in, guys. We're not taking account of the results of the poll that say short. Nobody else can vote. We're going to throw a stop loss way up here. We're going to see if the chat has any juice today. Let's throw a stop loss way up there, and we'll look to manage this trade. We can get a 1-to-1. If we came all the way back down to lows, we only need to come back down here for a 1-to-1. That'd be pretty sweet. Did it set a bracket? That's weird. That's weird. I'm gonna have to check that out. We are in a trade, guys. We are in a short. We're not taking into account the chat and what they're saying. And I'm gonna make a note of that on the screen. Fun stuff, guys. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's see. Trade like Zekia trade. I like Trading Economics as well for news. Cool. There you go. Another financial news site. Trading Economics. Yeah, man, there's plenty of stuff out there. You know, you find something that you like, whatever works for you. Like I said, I came from the futures market, the forex market, so that's really the only reason for forexfactory.com. Just easy to pay attention to, easy to just quickly see. If you want to learn more about it, you click the stuff. Again, I think Financial Juice has like a ton of stuff on there. I've checked that for like, you know, market starts doing something crazy. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, was I not paying attention to something? Maybe there's something like, you know, that I should have been watching from a fundamental standpoint, and they have like everything. Let's see, guys. We're in a short, 1 micro. Like we said, not taking into consideration the almost flat now, 54% short, 46% long. You can't change it. Don't change it now, guys. Come on, don't do that to me. See if we can't get some movement. To me, honestly, gun to my head, I was looking drifting to the upside. Just this like stupid slow structure. Kind of just drifting a little bit higher. I think if we're going to see an aggressive move, I would anticipate that to the downside. A pullback up and then sellers coming back in. But I'm not taking a long at all. I'm not taking a short as far as, you know, personal real trade here. So I'm cool throwing a micro on, see if we can't get some movement here. Have some fun. This can easily go down, right? I can make the case for it. You know, we extended to the downside after putting this little 15-minute initial balance range in. Broke out. We really just kind of chopped back around VWAP here. We're back up, finding some resistance around this VWAP line. Yes, we have closes above now, and for prior day and my session anchored VWAP. But maybe we just need to pull up a little bit before sellers stepping back in, bringing us down to that level on Bookmap. That level below price, which is still there. Let's see. Yeah, lightened up. Not a whole lot down there at 06, 05, but it's something. Is Financial Juice in TopstepX delayed? I don't know. I don't use it within TopstepX. Is there Financial Juice somewhere within TopstepX on the side? Gives you, I'll have to check that out. Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out, man. Thank you, Michael. See, more features in TopstepX than I even knew about. You got access to Financial Juice. That's cool. Yeah, I wonder, do they give you, let me ask you that, do they give you market on close when those drop? They give you the number at 3:50 p.m. Eastern? Out of curiosity? Let's see if we can't get some resistance around 15-minute opening range high. Come up into this area. Or are we going to go all the way back up and put a high of day in? Just have a real choppy day. It's potential for that. Oh, excuse me, guys. If you got, every time I say that, I feel like I'm singing that Jay-Z song. If you haven't grown props, I feel bad for you, son. If you, oh, I'm losing it, laughing to myself in front of the charts. If you guys have trading questions, feel free to ask. While we're watching this 1 micro short on ES here, MES, play out, We did not take into consideration the chat polling and saying short, with 13 votes to the downside. Unlucky number 13 saying we're going to take this thing short. Let me know. Let me know if you got questions about what we got coming up this week, man. Can yap about it. Man, what happened, chat? What happened? What is this? We got momentum to the upside. What is going on? We got volume being traded. What's happening? This is not looking good. What do we think, guys? Healthy pullback before continuation to the downside? Oh man, chat. What happened today? We're gonna have to go back to the tally. I think you guys ended up, it was like 2 losses, a break even, a small profit, and then like another small profit. I think I've only done this 3 or 4 times. Let's see what happens. But it's fun to do. Get some action going. We'll get the view count up because now the what do you call that? The thumbnail has a live trade on if you scroll past on YouTube. I had financial juice before, so it's not delayed. I can cancel the subscription. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I would ask. I would ask like their support, or I would just watch it. If you know for sure that it's not delayed, that would be cool. But that's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, TopStep gives out a whole bunch of cool features, man. A lot of cool stuff in this platform. I really like TopstepX. Really like it. I would be really upset if I didn't want to trade with TopStep at all. I just wanted to do a live account, and I wouldn't have access to my nice TopstepX platform. I'm a big TradingView guy. I think a lot of guys, especially former Forex guys, are, and I don't like linking together things. I don't want to integrate TradeOvate with TradingView and deal with TradingView lag or maybe integration lag between stuff. Didn't spend a lot of time on TradeOvate, but I wasn't a huge TradeOvate fan. Just didn't like the way that it felt. So I'd be really sad if I didn't get to trade directly from a nice TradingView chart with what I feel is pretty good execution speeds. And just the intuitive platform they have here. But we'll see how this trade plays out. I got some cool stuff coming up. Got some really cool stuff coming up this week to talk to you guys about. I'm excited, really excited. Some stuff that I'm using in my trading, some stuff that will benefit you guys. What other housekeeping stuff? I'll be here trading live almost every day for the rest of the week. Afternoons, 12:30 to 2:30 start time. I'll update you every day. Like I said, in Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord. I'll be back on TopStep TV. Forgot to talk about that. I will be on TopStep TV. What was the actual day? Tuesday, October 1st for Power Hour. Back on. Trade with the big dogs. We'll see if we can get some action, man. Or if I get a pitifully slow session. Got on there a handful of times. Just slow, choppy stuff. Didn't get to take a nice trade. We'll see if I can hop on there and get something moving. But it's always fun to jump on. That platform is great. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be back on there. So that'll be cool. Not this week coming up, but the following week. Power Hour, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Last hour of NYSE session for TopStep TV. That will be fun. Outside of that, hop in the free Discord, man. See if we can navigate these difficult to trade markets together. At least make it through the other side without giving back too much profit, man. Taking on too many L's. We got the push up, guys. What happened, chat? What happened, man? The trade was not short. I don't know. I don't know, man. We did not find resistance here. We don't even have a drift to the upside. We got nice momentum to the upside. All right, let's do trade management poll. Oh, no, not Q&A. Hang on. Let's end this poll. We'll keep it going. We'll make this, we'll get you guys involved. All right. What do you guys think? Cut the loser or let it run? I wrote add in just for fun. What do you guys think? Let's get some trade management thoughts going here. You think we're going to come up here and take out these highs? Is that the structure that we're looking at? Do you think there is a chance for this to continue back lower? Maybe we pull up, clear up some of this imbalance here, move back down, follow some of this structure for the day. What do you think? Do you think there's room for this to continue lower and actually turn into a profitable trade? Or are we just hoping to get back to break even? Because that's not a great way to trade. Or do you think that it's likely that over the next hour here or towards the end of the day when I would hold this thing and keep you guys updated in Discord that this is going to be taken out? What do we think? Cut it, 80%. Oh, man. Let's get some votes, guys. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. I'll cut it if you say so, I won't. So I'm not taking into consideration anything that the chat says. But, I will develop that on my own. I'm not going to give my insight just yet. Once we make a decision, I'll tell you what I think. Well, 86% say cut it. Whoa, that's heavy. That's heavy. Come on, guys. Let's see. Vote in the poll. We've got a 1 micro trade on that the chat did not vote on earlier and say short. Really right as it blasted off to the upside. And now we're going to vote on some trade management. Let's get your guys' input. What do you think? Think we should let this thing run? Hold on to our losing trade? Do you think we should cut it short? Realize about less than half of the full loss here? Let's see if we can get to 12 votes again. We got 9 votes. 89% of you guys cut it. Can we get to a 12-pack? Go ahead, guys. What do you think? Cut it. Add into your losers. Make sure you average in. Start generally adding micros and hoping and praying and asking that the trade moves down. We ask the trading gods that it comes back down. And if you have any real trading questions or something that we can talk about here, feel free to ask away, man. Otherwise, we'll have some fun and watch these markets together without any real trade setup. Yeah, 89%. I'm not going to take into consideration what you guys say. And
order filled.
Closing the position. We cut our loser short. Somewhere over here, right? Initial trade, so we can come back to it. Say we probably would have wanted to hold for somewhere down here. Something like that. We were looking for something like that, boys. Let's see what happens now. Does it rocket down in our direction? For me, this looked like a cut it trade, right? If we're running a real wide stop loss, I'm in agreement. The theory is that we were retesting up here. This is the thesis. We're retesting. We're cracking above these highs. That's really all we need to do. Come up here and take everybody out that was getting short down here with the stop loss just above. Really just, take everybody out and then continue lower. We didn't do that. We retested. We got this long wick to the downside. Big bullish candle up. All the way back above 15-minute opening range high. This looks very likely to continue up here, potentially drift higher. Or at very least, I think it's less likely not to continue, just not even to break even, but all the way back down into profit, That would be a heck of a move for the afternoon. Not impossible. Maybe we absolutely sell off to the downside and we say, hey, we should have held that trade, but we'll see. We'll see what happens after. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Book map, man. Book map. Yeah, a lot of that liquidity band stuff on Bookmap today, man. Really not making it super easy to read. I don't think I've ever seen this much where it's like kind of 2 above and 2 below. But there is some liquidity down below. We'll see. We shall see. Evar, what's up, man? Open 5 new trading accounts by Fast Track Trading. Yeah, I heard about that, man. Straight to funding, guys. Do you pay monthly? You don't pay. Yeah, no monthly with TopStep. As far as being an XFA or anything like that, I know there's no evals with those guys. I hear a lot of people talking about that. I think that'll be interesting for the future of the prop firm industry. This straight to funding model where you just pay, you get a funded account. Maybe they give you some consistency and scaling rules, but you are in an account that's ready to make money. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. I'm going to be interested to see how that plays out. But I've heard of them. Nothing else outside of TopStep for me right now, man. Would really like to see some longevity built. You know, some guys taking payouts. Not hear any horror stories. Not hear anybody not receiving payouts for any reasons or getting accounts, you know, blown or anything like that. That's not their fault, you know, before I considered anything like that. But it's new and interesting. Really cool. Straight to funded. Yeah, so at this point, guys, the only thing I could see is, again, kind of like that trade we took last week that ended really nicely. If this does continue to push up, we crack above this high here. Let's just jump on, you know, one zoomed out chart. No, it's okay. We crack above these highs here, you know, from the session, and we just start to drift higher. I think there is that, you know, press buy, close your eyes, sing the national anthem. We're above all levels. We want to run towards, you know, these highs up here looking left. You find a way to get into the trade. Maybe it's a quick pullback, you know, maybe it's a breakout, maybe it's a trend line, maybe it's a high of day anchored VWAP, and, you know, this runs to the upside. Outside of that, we start to come lower. I'm not looking short. You know, before we get above this high and get a little bit of structure, I'm not looking long. You know, I think you're just long in the middle of this choppy range. You know, we can pull back down, we can break up, but how do you structure risk? Stop loss way down here, maybe? You know, down here somewhere. Way below these 5-minute lows. You know, I don't know that I would want to run one right here with this type of push up. So that's pretty much it. Not going to wait for this one. I think this could take a while to develop. And I don't want to sit on here for 9 years. But this has been fun, guys. Whole bunch of you guys on. What's up? Thank you for hopping on, man. Hit like, hit subscribe. You don't have to do anything. This is free. Live trading. Fun on the chat polls. I will do more of that. If we can't find something, I'm not seeing a setup. I don't have an entry. Maybe I take into consideration. I don't take into consideration a poll in the chat to see what you guys want to do. We'll start tallying some of those up. We'll see how Team Real Deal Chat can do on some one micro trades, and we'll talk about managing them together. That'll be pretty cool. If nothing else, it'll give us a good way to view the market, to discuss being in a trade, what happens after we get into a trade, where we want to place stop loss, where we want to take profits, all that type of stuff. So this has been fun, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hop in the free Discord. I run a free trading Discord, not a VIP feeder community where I post all my P&Ls. I show you my trades. I show you, I live trade here on YouTube all the time. I give you my analysis every morning with my charts, my levels, talk about what's going on, news alerts. I answer questions. Almost every question in there that's directed towards me, I answer in detail, oftentimes with a voice message. You can ask me questions, anything that you're working on in trading. If I know the answer or I can provide some input, I will do that for you. If I don't know the answer, can't provide any input, I have no idea what you're talking about, I'll let you know. I'll say, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Somebody else is going to be better at answering this. So thanks for being on here, guys. I appreciate you. Interesting Monday, and we'll see what the next rest of the week brings, man. Got some big news. Could see some big movements. I will definitely say after FOMC Wednesday, going into Thursday and Friday, we can see something, man. We could see something. So stay tuned, guys. I will talk to you soon. Thank you again for being here. Appreciate you all.